Our last session for the day is a Snapchat round on the relevance of collaboration and convergence in challenging times. Roma, can I have you back on stage, please? Roma is the chief curator of today's conclave and senior advisor to the Vedanta group. Roma, who are you Snapchatting with? I don't know her guess.
So thanks, Priyanka. I think I'm going to sit down now and start, what did you say? Snapchatting. So let me wonder who's the right person to Snapchat with. Let me see some of the backbenchers over there. Some of them were they sleeping? No, no. Well, I don't know. But I can see this one guy there. Akshay, why don't you come over here and chat with me? So we have a surprise visitor here with us. He's Akshay Gurnani, and he has a company called Shebang. And Shebang is somebody, I've always heard that word which conjures up something different, but you do something different. So first, introduce yourself.
Thank you, Roma. Thank you so much for having me. I think it's been a great last 4-5 hours for us, all of us, actually. The panel discussions were amazing, and the kind of discussions we also had at lunch were truly enlightening. A little bit about me. So my name is Akshay, and I co-founded a company called Shebang 4.5 years ago. We're headquartered here in Bombay, and we're also based in Bangalore. We have a team of about 250 employees across both cities, wherein we do integrated, solutions for brands across content, production, SEO, SEM, PR, influencer marketing, and the works. And I think what actually was the birth of the word shebang, it actually comes from the whole shebang, which is the phrase. And it is sort of a convergence of ideas, of services, and that's something which was sort of built into the ethos of what we want to actually sort of offer to the clients we work with. And hence when actually Shebang came into being, it was about giving the client the entire solution, which is what I think we're talking about today, is the Snapchat, is the convergence of ideas, of collaborations also. I think when it comes to also breaking silos, one thing which we are very proud of in our agency is we have a 12,000 square foot office, but not a single cabin there. So all of us sit with the rest of the teams. We are approachable, we can talk to everyone, and that's where for us breaking silos is actually at the heart of what Shebang stands for. So yeah, it's great to be here actually and hear so many different ideas also. Yeah.
So thank you, Akshay. I think you've really hit the nail on the head, and you're the right person, being a millennial yourself. You've heard this whole entire conversation, and everybody's talking about purpose, somebody's talking about call to action, and you are now kind of bringing everything together. The kind of organizations that you've really dealt with, where do you find that breaking silos really work? And why is it that the kind of work that you do with them, how do they feel that by breaking silos, they actually are working towards collaboration, they're working towards creating convergence, and then building their brand value? Sure. So the brand value really comes from where? So give us some more ideas about how you do it. How can organizations really learn from it? Is there something in it that they can do differently? Or is it that you're endorsing what they do is right? Or do they have to do more?
Sure. So I think when we also formed a team actually, since we work with a lot of young blood, we work with 21 to 25-year-olds, again, who are fresh out of college or maybe in their first job. For them, they don't have the foresight of what the agency is moving towards. They don't know what they're getting into. They're still quite fresh on the field, and when they come on the floor, they have no idea what they're getting themselves into. But I think with this open door policy of allowing them to experience the vision of the company, allowing them to experience the culture firsthand itself, allows them to understand what they're getting themselves into. And it's not just with the employees, because I think one part of it is the employees, yes, they're the most important stakeholders, but also how we take that same relationship back to the clients. For us, it's always been about partnering. We don't want to be seen as a vendor to the client, but more like a partner. I think when that convergence attitude or mindset starts getting ingrained within you, it's the way you approach the client with the ideas, with the way you feel like every money they're spending for them is actually your own money, is when they start believing you a lot more and feeling like, okay, these guys want to actually partner with me for a solution. And then again, that comes through from the culture we try to build within the agency itself. So while when we were 10, 15, 20 people, it was easier to sort of, put it across the agency, but now there were 250 people and maybe 500 in the next 2 years, it's going to be so much more harder to imbibe it across. But now, I think using some ideas of using tech, for example, creating an internal bot, a chat bot, or actually creating an internal voice bot also, where the bot is actually talking to the employees, asking them how is their day, asking them to share tips, asking them to share what campaigns they're working on. All that's going to be sort of, put into a tech, into an app on the phone, and that can talk to the employees across the board. And then through this app, they can also talk to other employees in the company. So again, it comes from, a whole bunch of ideas that probably we heard today also, as well as, how we can incorporate more of these kind of small things. But I think eventually comes down to saying how can we converge and sort of, collaborate in everything we're doing. Yeah.
So that's one part of it. So let me bring forward a little bit of a thought on how do you humanize a brand? Because all what we hear today, there was a lady here who was telling me, I think she's right in front, she says, I get so many likes on Facebook, I get so many birthday wishes, but if I see that person in the evening, he doesn't even remember that he sent me a birthday wish. So there is that whole inanimate kind of a world that you start living in, which is a make-believe world. And every time what we're worried about is, are we getting away completely from humanizing the brand, or are we looking at, creating a balance between the two? There was those discussions in the early panels also, but that dilemma always stayed. It stayed in your mind. It stays with you. It stays with every generation. So I'm not saying it is not there with your generation, but you all treat life differently than what we saw life. I think that is somewhere where we want to really have, how does that convergence happen? How does that collaboration happen? Yeah. And is it necessary, or can we just do without it?
Yeah. I think it's a very important question. Actually, most brands ask us, because today when we're operating on digital as a primary platform, we are basically talking all the time. We can't stop. It's not like we can put out one ad and stop. We are perpetually conversing with, with the consumers or potential consumers all throughout the day, 24/7, over a weekend, on a holiday, we are always conversing. And I think the humanization aspect of it comes right from the smaller aspects of the tonality, right? It's how you actually speak to the consumer, right from, understanding what their problems are, understanding what the grievances are, to answering it in a way wherein they feel like they are being heard. And it's not just like a robotic response which is automated in a way of talking. Which is why our teams are so large on each brand, because there's so much time and effort being put into actually conversing with each consumer individually. Like we work with brands like, say, Godrej or MAC Cosmetics or Asian Paints, right? There's so many problems that keep coming up every day, right? For makeup, for example, when we work with the Bobby Brown and MAC, there are about 300, 400 people writing to us every single day with, queries, grievances, where do I find this product? But I think it all comes down to how quickly you can actually speak to them, talk to them in the tonality that they want to be spoken to, like a friend, and still be warm about it. So like a lot of times we do smart listening. So we'll hear conversations online as our customers with, say, a nice package or send them some products. So for them, it's like someone's actually done the job of hearing, found them and actually send them something in return for them sharing a response. And this happens again through your ORM, through your tools, through your reviews across Amazon, Nykaa, all these different portals. But I think it comes down to how sensitized you are as an individual on behalf of the brand, because at the end of the day, it's you're representing the brand on this entire platform, basically. Yeah.
I completely agree with you, and I like the idea that you've been able to marry both. Yeah. That yes, there is a human element in a brand building exercise that you do. Yeah. Maybe you use the tools. So you use, absolutely, because we are in the digital world, yeah, you do use the tools, but because of the fact that it's so real time, yeah, it's the worry for lots of brands are that it can either make their reputation or mar their reputation.
Correct, absolutely. I think it's a good point, because what these tools actually aid us in doing now is accumulate all of these conversations into one place. It helps us, it saves the time of actually manually scouting through different platforms to get these conversations. But now we can actually capture these conversations and hear the sentiment through these tools. So not discounting the importance of the tech that we have available today, to actually curate a lot of these things, understand the sentiment, and then manual intervention comes in where we actually respond to them in a human manner. certain kind of conversations can actually happen through the bot as well. We're actually trying to deploy voice as a search medium through Google Assistant for a lot of our brands also, right? So you talk to the bot, not just through typing, but we're utilizing voice as a search mechanism also, because most tier 2 and tier 3 towns today, they're illiterate, they can't even type on their phones, but they can speak in their own language. So utilizing even voice as a way to humanize the entire experience for them to feel like someone's talking back to them. So that's another thing which we're doing with a lot of our brands actually today, yeah.
I think that's a very interesting thought, to have this kind of interface with your customers or with people that we work with, or even the public at large. I think we have reached a stage where today's conversations have really taken us through an entire narrative. And in fact, we have a storyteller in our midst somewhere. I can't see her right now, but she's been having these lovely conversations which are on podcast, and we're going to be really sharing it with you all. And those are the nuggets of a lot of experience which has gone into creating this whole convergence, understanding why breaking silos is so important. And I think the entire day we've been hearing, and we've been actually getting a lot of value and a lot of things that we possibly would have taken for granted, but now we know that we need to bring them all together. Absolutely. So if you don't bring them together, and if you're not, and you don't stay relevant, and when you say you don't stay relevant, you have to be digitized, you have to be very social media savvy. CEOs sometimes tend to have an issue because they don't want to go on social media, and then there are people who say, how can he not be on social media? So those are those kind of things you grapple with, but at the same time, I think as an organization, as a country, we are really fast forwarding. I mean, the whole country today, if you see, I mean, well, the flip side is that America doesn't want to see us as a developing country, and they want to see us as a developed country. But those are the issues that you will face, because you are a knowledge economy, and people want to take advantage of that. Absolutely. And they want to take advantage to see India in that light. I think we are at a very good inflection point where all the technologies that we have with us, they're going to really raise the bar for us. Yeah. But at the same time, we'll never forget humanizing the brand. Absolutely. And let me just take a few, not questions, but feedback from any of you all, or you have a question with Akshay, please feel free, because this is going to be a few minutes of open house, as I call it. So anybody wants to talk, anybody wants to give us some feedback, a quick feedback, please feel free. We'll just get the microphone to you. Just raise your hand. Or are you very tired? So I would like some feedback. So that's good to get instant feedback. Did you enjoy the sessions? Were they relevant? And what is your observation? So if any of you all want to say a few words, please go ahead.
I think let's break the silos also, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Open up and talk.
Yeah, I know there's a lot to absorb, but I think it's good to also understand, for the Bombay Chamber of Commerce, the committee that has put this together has made a lot of effort. The committee members are sitting here. They would like to get some good feedback that whether this is relevant. We are going to be taking this forward. There's going to be more coming from the Bombay Chamber. So I would definitely want your insights or inputs, maybe today or by mail, because we are available on Bombay Chamber's mail ID. I think we have shared that mail ID. It's the media committee's mail ID at gmail.com. Please feel free, because this is just the beginning of Bombay Chamber's media committee, media PR and corporate communications committee, the whole, I think we're going to shorten that, Leena. and we look forward to having you with us, but now we've got a couple of more, insights to get from our chairperson and our director general. So thank you, Akshay, for being with us.
Thank you so
much.
I
think this was a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roma. May I now invite our Media Committee Chairperson, Leena Basrur, Chairman, Directions, Marketing Solutions, for the closing remarks.
Thank you, Priyanka. I'm sure you would have enjoyed and thoroughly enjoyed the wonderful sessions that we've had, where we've heard from a lot of experts across various domains, but all essentially saying the same thing, that guys, let's talk to each other, let's work together, let's collaborate and bring together great brands and great companies. And as we have just seen, also at the same time, let's ensure that we have a heart. I believe that this is the very first conclave of its kind by the Media Committee of the Bombay Chambers, and that is fantastic because we've been around for 183 years. So I just wonder what kind of a conclave we had during the British Raj. Was it building silos that we are trying to break today? And what will we have 183 years from now? Will it be machines talking to us or us talking to machines? Thankfully, we won't be around then. So where do we go from here? In the opening remarks, Bharat mentioned that he would like the media committee to take up various issues that the media and the entertainment committee has. I said, okay, are we going to look at legal? Are we going to look at policies? And you're asking me to shorten I think it's just going to increase. And we've also been speaking about a whole lot of relevant issues during the day, which are related to HR. We are talking about CSR. And plus, in the media committee itself, we have the topics of media advertising, direct marketing, loyalty programs, branding, PR communication. So there's really a lot to talk about. And we really can't do everything because otherwise, apart from having just one seminar officer, each company will need to have a seminar department. So as Roma mentioned, we would definitely like your feedback. What is it that you would like to see more of? Is there anything from what you heard today that you would like us to expand upon? Is there something new? Are there new challenges and completely different challenges that you are facing? And we would definitely listen to you and come up with relevant programs for you, because that's what we are here for. We are here to see that we come up with relevant programs and that you can enjoy and that you can find useful. I'm also very happy to announce, and thanks to Roma, so Bombay Chamber is proposing a corporate communication index, and this is going to be for our members as well as the industry at large. And this would be in partnership with the British Standards, BSI, and so more on that later. So this is going to be very interesting, and I'm sure from what I've heard, Tata is going to win quite a few awards. So while this committee and the members, I mean, we are new, I think it's a fantastic committee and I've thoroughly enjoyed whatever little time. And apart from the members who have really put in wonderful work, and I'd like to see them, we also have one weapon. We have Roma. So I'd like all of you to come up, Usha and her team. It's been a great pleasure. I don't think we've ever felt we were working in silos. So we really believe that we have worked together as one team and will continue to do so. So please come up. Photo op, yes. And thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed the sessions.
We're now at the end of what I believe was an invigorating day. I am indeed privileged to perform the pleasant yet difficult task of proposing the vote of thanks. On this conclave, Breaking Silos, People, Power and Purpose in Dynamic Times, I would like to thank all of the speakers, starting from Sri Bharat Vasani on the welcome address, the theme presentation by Roma Balwani, who's the kingpin or the queen pin, if you will. The video address by Bob Pickard. The inaugural panel with Dr. Bhaskar Das, Kalpana Unadkat, Ashwin Bajaj, and of course, Ambi Parmeshwaran. The plenary session with Nandini Das, Sam Balsara, Ruby Thapar, and of course, Lulu Raghavan. The panel discussion, number 1, which involved Minari Shah, Dimple Kapoor, Kashmira Mewawala, and Arvind Agarwal. Panel discussion 2 that had Sanjay Podar, Deepali Nair, Umesh Pawar, and Jaideep Kevalramani. The global video address 2nd, which had Scott Goodson. The video screening from Rubal Nagi, as well as participation in the discussion session with Rubal Nagi and Dr. Kuljit Uppal. The snapshot session, focus from Roma Balwani, closing remarks from Leena Basroor, and no vote of thanks for myself. But of course, I would be failing in my duty if I didn't extend these thanks to include the sponsors who have played a key role: conclave partner Bharat Petroleum, PR partner Impact Public Relations, gift partner Soulflower, digital storytelling Your Story Bag, academic partner Athena School of Management. Without doubt, the Taj President Hotel. My own background is the Taj Group, so I have an affinity for it as well. And Indian Oil, my apologies. All the activities of this chamber would not have been possible as far as this session is concerned without the media committee who have worked their time off to try and make this a successful session. Thank you very much. And of course, all of my colleagues in the chamber, headed by Usha, in respect of this matter, that have strived long hours to make this a success. As is my wont, I will end with a small verse, and it goes this way. People, power, and purpose can be better connected together in this dynamic world of today. By breaking silos, we can make them birds of one feather and bring maximum synergies right into play. That was my takeaway. Thank you very much. Good day, and may I look forward to your participation in further sessions of this center as far as the media committee is concerned, and of course extend beyond that to other activities, not only of the chamber, but other chambers in bringing about this transform of breaking silos. We are not alone. This can be done in collaboration. We'd be happy to collaborate with anybody who has a proposition with which we can work on this subject. Good day and good night.
Thank you, everyone, for being such a wonderful audience. We hope to see some inspired action from all these interactions. And as Roma said, we'd like your feedback. Please write to us at mccpr@bombaychamber.com. mccpr@bombaychamber.com. Thank you.